You're welcome.
Right. Whatever. Got it. Leave me alone. All right. It looks like I think I've done it.
You've done it? Okay, I'll double check and make sure it's done.
Oh,
Thank
shoot.
you.
What did I just do here? Post attendee. What is this? Oh, there's that. Okay. All right. Okay.
Okay, I'm just going to make sure that it's done and then we'll all get started. Yep, I see
All
it there. Great. Thank you.
right. Okay. Put this, no, put that over there. Put this over here. I don't
Okay, so we can get started. Allie can mute everyone except for me, or if you mute me, I'll just bring myself back. And we'll get started with the marching. I'm just gonna adjust this. Thank you. And here we go. Getting a bit of a warm up in first. And yeah, like Allie was mentioning that now we're doing 3 sets and it is very fast paced. If you haven't been to the introductory class where we went through all the exercises, or the next class where we did 2 sets only, this is quite a lot to jump into. We're doing the heel tap now. So if this is your first class, make sure you use very light weights, and it's more about going through the motions and making sure the exercises feel good and are safe. If you have been coming to classes regularly, then you should be fine to do all 3 sets and push your limits a little bit more with the weights. Toe taps out to the side. If you're just starting, it should feel light. The strength training exercises should feel fairly easy because we don't want to overdo it. If you have been coming to the classes regularly, then the last 2 repetitions can feel challenging. Like, it's hard to do, but you can do it with good technique. And that's how we'll get stronger. All right, and let's push one way, then the other. Or something else you can do if you're not sure about 3 sets, but you want to, but you're feeling pretty energetic, is do the first set or 2 sets with kind of more challenging resistance or weight. And then the 3rd set, take it a lot easier. Okay, we'll do the hamstring curls now, kicking the bum, bringing the elbows back. And then knees up. Good, and we can go back to marching. If you have room and if you want to, you can march forward, raise the arms, march back, lower the arms. If you don't have room, just march on the squat. Good, 2 more. All right, let's do the side step now. Step together, step together. Yeah, I was just thinking about what Cindy was saying, going golfing. That sounds, I'm not a golfer, but that sounds like a summer thing to do, right? Then I went paddling today, but I brought out my neoprene, not very comfortable. Okay, we'll push one way, then the other. So Ali, when you do it in that view, I can't watch everyone's technique. So for me, it's not as safe. So yeah, I guess that makes it tricky for recording. Not as, because I want to be able to see everyone's technique. Now we'll do the hamstring curls. But I guess maybe I can change my view still. I'll try that in a second.
I think it's fine. People can watch the little squares.
What's that?
I think it's fine. We'll just keep it recording this way, and there'll be a lot of people who are moving, so hopefully they'll understand what's going on.
Well, I still have myself on the big screen, so I'll have to change that. So go back to marching. You can start with some figure 8 arms. I'm just going to change my view back to the gallery view. There we go. But maybe you can make it so maybe make it so you have the speaker view and I can change back to the gallery view. Maybe that would work. I don't know. And side to side arms.
Sherry, is it good for you right now?
Yep.
Okay. Then on my recording, it's pinned, so I think we found the right configuration.
Good, thank you. Thanks for doing all the technology stuff. One arm up and one arm down. Just doing our dynamic stretching, helping to stretch while moving, so we can stretch without kind of desensitizing the joints and muscles. If we do too much still or static stretching beforehand, then if we accidentally stretch too far, our bodies won't react to contract muscles to protect the joints, if that makes sense. So that's why we do these dynamic stretches beforehand. We can do hip circles, dynamic rather than static before the workout. And then the static stretches or still stretches can come afterwards. Okay, other direction. Okay, now if you have a chair, you might want to grab one. We're doing leg swings, and it's just nice to have for balance. But if you don't have a chair, you can, if your balance is good, you can probably manage without. I like to have a chair. So we'll start with the side to side leg swing, where the leg swings in front of the other one. The knee of the leg we're standing on stays facing forward. We don't want that to be twisting. And if you want to swing both arms and you have the balance for it, go ahead. Okay, the same leg, we're going to go forward and backward. So the 3 sets, we will try to have quick transitions, and I'll try to get through all the exercises 3 times again. But we'll do it what's safe. If we need to slow down for some reason, then we'll do that. Let's go to the other side now. But yeah, it just means we need to move between exercises fairly quickly. I've chosen the exercises so we're not using the same muscles for 2 exercises in a row. So that way we can go between exercises fairly quickly without having rests between. All right, forward and backward with the leg. Yeah, hopefully everyone watched the introduction and you know the exercises, so you'll feel ready to go. All right, speaking of that, let's get our weights for the 1, 2, 3 goblet squat. And after that, we will do the 1 arm row. I'm going to use a fairly lightweight so I can talk to you still. You use whatever weight feels right for you. For the goblet squat, we hold like this, and we're going to take 3 pauses on the way down for our squat. We're just gonna go for it. Ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, and up. 1, 2, 3, and up. We do 8 of these. 1, 2, 3, up. That's 4. No, 3. 1, 2, 3, up. I think that's 4. 1, 2, 3, up. 1, 2, 3, up. 1, 2, 3, up. And one more. 1, 2, 3, and up. Then we're doing the 1 arm row. So nice to have a chair to lean on. If you don't have a chair, you can lean on your leg, but I like to lean on the chair, 1 knee on the chair, 1 hand on the chair, and bend over here. Then we'll lift the weight. Okay, ready? And go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, that first exercise we do 8, pretty much everything else we do 12 for this program. Next program we'll do 10, but this program we're doing 12. Ready? And go on the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right, I want to watch you do your goblet squat with the 3 pauses. So you go ahead and get started and do 8 of them. And I want to watch you. If I could see a side view and if I could see your legs, that really helps me to help you make sure your technique is looking good and safe. And I'm going to give you tips if I see anything. Yep, Chris looks good. Cindy looks good. Just try to keep your torso a little higher. Try not to let yourself lean forward as much. At the top, it's good. Then when you went to the lower angle, it went too much. But that one looked good. Lucy looks good. Yep, Pam looks good. Allie looks good. Yep, Pam, we were doing the 3 pauses. 3 pauses on the way down. Your squat looks good, but you can do the pauses if you want. That's it. Looks good. All right. If you're done your 8 of those, then you can go on to the 1 arm row. And remember, leaning against the chair or against your leg. The leaning forward and having support is important for your back safety. So make sure you have something to support yourself with, either leaning on your leg or the chair. Yeah, Cindy looks good. Chris looks good. Lucy looks good. Pam looks good. Allie looks good. Yep, that's a good variation. And Pam looks good. Good work, everyone. So remember to breathe out as you lift up. And think of great posture. Make sure your lower back feels supported by what you're leaning on. That's important for this one. And have great posture with your back. So have your chin tucked in a little bit. That's it. That looks better. Very good. Right, we are going to work together on the 3rd set again. And we're doing the goblet squat with the 1, 2, 3 pause. So let's keep the torso fairly high. We don't want to lean forward very much, just a slight forward angle. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, go. Sorry, 1, 2, 3, and up. 1, 2, 3, and up. 1, 2, 3. That's 3. 1, 2, 3. That's 4. 1, 2, 3. That's 5. 1, 2, 3. 6. Keep going. 2 more. And last one. Good. I got distracted at the beginning because one of my neighbors, it was a mom and daughter driving a tractor down the road. Don't see that every day. The mom was teaching the daughter how to drive the tractor. All right, one arm row. Ready for the one arm row. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Yep. And then over to the other side. Ready? And go. 1. Now I just bring my elbow up to my torso too. I don't bring my elbow very high really. 3 to about 90 degrees. 4, 5, 6. So my forearm is vertical most of the time. So 7, 8, 9, 10, 2 more, 11, and 12. All right. We're done the 3 sets of the first 2 exercises. Now, oh, the suitcase split squat. This is the tough one and the good one. Remember to have the chair a little bit in front of you. One leg forward, one leg back. The weight is in just one hand. So we're using the chair for balance support. The heel can be off the ground, the back for the back leg. The hips go straight down. Let's go for it. Ready? Go. 1. You don't have to go this far down. 2, just go as far down as feels right for you. 3, but if your back leg isn't back far enough, 4, then you won't be able to do this very well. 5, your knees will be too bent. 6, or you'll come forward too much. 7, so that back leg needs to be back quite far. 8, 9, so I'm not leaning forward. Straight up and down. 10, 2 more, and my weight is equally balanced on both legs. 1 more. All right, good. Now the other way. So again, I like to have the chair a bit in front of me, then I don't have a weird angle for my arm. Just comes up forward. Big step. Ready? And go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Breathing out as we stand up. 9, 10, 11, 12. All right, I take little steps to get out of that. And next we're doing, what does it say? Band, straight arm lat pull. Oh yeah, so we get our bands. And let's do one arm at a time because not everyone will have something to wrap the band around. So it just makes it the same for everyone. So I've got a band holding it up at this height with both arms. Then one arm is going to come down to my side. So like that. All right, ready? Here we go. 1, same arm, keep going on the same arm. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yep. And then the same thing on the other side. I'll just show you the front view. Here we go. 1, 2. I use a pretty light band, to be honest. 3 for now. 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep, down in front. 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. All right, good. Now I'm going to watch you do those two. So get your chair ready in front of you a bit. 1 step back, big long step, do your suitcase squat, both legs about 90 degrees, or you don't have to go that deep, but you do need that long stance or else won't work quite out quite well. Quite right. Yep, Allie looks good. Pam looks good. Cindy looks good. Chris looks good.
Sorry, which one are we doing? The squat or the
Suitcase squat. Yeah, the split
okay.
squat. Now, Lucy, your weight is coming a little too far forward. So try to think of the weight going straight down and not forward. The legs need to be quite long, like wide apart, front to back. So try to go straight down rather than forward. That's better. And Pam looks good too. Yeah, and Lucy, keep the weight on the back leg too. Keep half of your weight on your back leg. Yeah, put the weight on both feet. That's it. That's the idea. Yeah. Now I can't see your knees, so we don't want the knees to go too far forward. If you feel stress on the knees, that could be why. Yeah, both sides, everyone. And when you're done with the suitcase squat, then go back to the band lat pull down. Yeah, Lucy, from what I can tell, that side looks good. This is a bit tricky with the angle, but what I see looks good. All right, some of you are on the band lat pull down. Chris looks good. Pam looks good. Allie looks good. Cindy looks good. Yeah, so you're grabbing the band and up here, and then pulling down the band in front. Pulling it down in front. Yep. Lucy looks good. Looks good, Pam? Yeah, good work. Yeah, the Chris, that's a nice alternative. Looks good. More support for the top arm that way. All right. Some of you are still doing that one, which is fun, good. And then we're going to do our third set of the suitcase squat. So we can get our weight and get ready for the suitcase squat. One leg back, one leg forward, a long step, as you can see. And then I go straight down with the hips. My weight's on both legs. I feel the weight on my back, the ball of my foot on the back. Ready? And go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Good. Then over to the other side. Again, have the chair a bit in front. Big long step back, ready, and go. 1, 2, it's all coming from the legs. The upper body is just going along for the ride. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right, good. And then grab the band. Last time with the lat pull down. If you want it to be harder, you can always try doubling up your band if you find that it's too easy. Ready? And go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yep, it can be tricky to keep that top arm stable, so that's also part of this exercise. Ready? And go. 1, so don't let the top arm move inward. 2, 3, or downward. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right, good. Next superset, we did 3 of those. So now we're on to the band, the side step, and then the lateral shoulder raise. I use a different band for this one, a thicker one, but you can use whatever you want. And actually, I'm going to provide an alternative. Some people don't like the band side step. So if it's bothering your hip for some reason, you can hold on to a chair and do a side leg raise instead. And if you want it harder, then you put the weight on the leg and lift the weight. That's if you don't like the band side step for some reason. And it doesn't matter why, you just have the choice. Okay, I'm going to sit down and put my band on. That's a little safer than doing it standing up. I'm putting the band around my ankles. I've got my band in a loop. And I showed the other alternative in the introduction and the last class, but I don't have time to show it now. So you have to watch if you want other options, you'll have to watch the videos. All right, ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Other way. 1, 2, 3, 4. Other way. 5, 6, 7, 8. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 9, 10, 11, 12. Good. So you should feel that in the sides of the hips. Now we're getting a couple of lighter weights. I just wanted to show that you don't have to have actual dumbbells. I've got some juice bottles here filled with water. So you can be creative if you don't have any dumbbells, or if you don't have the variety you might want. So these are pretty small muscles, so it's good to have a lighter weight, 2 lighter weights. And we'll just lift up to the sides. Okay, shoulders back, knees bent, ready, and go. 1, 2, like I said, it's pretty fast paced. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right, good. And then back to the band side step or the leg raise. And I'm going to watch. I'll show you again quickly, but you can go for it. If you know what to do, you can grab your band and feel free to sit in a chair to put it on. And then doing the side step, a total of 12 steps, trying to keep the pelvis nice and level. We don't want to go side to side with the torso or the hips. So go ahead when you're ready. 12. Yeah, Cindy looks good. Chris looks good. Lucy looks good. Pam looks good. Allie looks good. And so now if you feel pretty good about it, the next step is just really trying to be smooth with this exercise. Pam, that was a good start. Yeah, so trying to keep the hips very level. Try not to go side to side.
My band's broke, so I'm just trying to find something else. Sorry.
No, I understand. That's too bad. That's frustrating. You can do the hip abduction. Raise your leg if you want to instead. Yeah, Lucy is looking smoother and smoother. Good work. So for those who are done the band side step, you're welcome to start with the shoulder raise. And yeah, Pam, for that one, it's just the option is just to stand. You can hold the chair and just have your leg come up to the side like that. And if you want it to be harder, hold a weight and rest it on your leg. So you have to lift up the weight. So that's working the same muscles. Okay, Pam looks good. Cindy looks good. Chris looks good. Lucy looks good. Allie looks good. Yep, nice water bottles. And Pam, that looks good. That's right. Yep, these are pretty small muscles, so we do need to have a lighter weight for, say, the one arm row. I have like 3 times the weight. Generally, when I do the one arm row, it's at least 3 times the weight for the one arm row compared to these ones. So quite different muscles. All right. So it looks like I'm gonna just carry on. Looks like we're ready to do the third set, many of us. I'm gonna just carry on. If you're not ready, you can catch up or skip things and just be safe about where you're at. The band side step or standing with the side leg raise. Ready? Here we go. 1, 2, try to keep it smooth. 3, use the core muscles. 4, and be smooth when you're transferring your weight. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm pushing away with my back leg. 5, 6, 7, 8, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 9, 10, 11, 12. Good. And then back to the shoulder raise one last time. Lateral shoulder raise, so getting those lighter weights. All right, ready? Almost ready. I'm gonna get going soon. Ready? And go. Join in if you're not ready. Join in when it's safe. 2, 3, 4. Remember the breathing out. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. All right, good. Now we're going to get the mat ready and lie on the mat. and do our exercises. For the floor exercises, we're doing 6 different exercises. Many of them don't need any equipment, but we will need a couple of weights for the chest press. So you can grab a couple of weights for that. You may want to have a weight on your hips or a band for the glute bridge. And you may want to have a couple of light weights for the pullover. And that's it. So the first exercise is that deep core activation, where we're going to be lying on our backs, but staying completely still. And it's just that deep activation of the transverse abdominis muscles, which go transversely across horizontally. So those ones will tighten in, and the pelvic floor muscles between the legs, they'll come up as well. And we're going to try to compress the abdominal compartment without actually moving any bones, just contracting those muscles. And we'll do 2 sets of 30 seconds for this. I'm just getting my timer ready. Okay. Ready? Just lying down and go. So we have the deep core contraction happening, and we're pulling up the pelvic floor muscles. We're just lying still. It looks like we're doing nothing, but we are working because it takes focus to contract those 2 muscle groups at the same time. 10 more seconds, pulling up the muscles between the legs and in the deep muscles of the abdomen. And rest for 10 seconds, and then we're going to do that again, same thing. Okay, get ready and go. So pulling inward the muscles of the deep abdominal area, pulling upward the muscles of the pelvic floor. The pelvic floor, it's a diamond-shaped group of muscles between the legs. We're not trying to squeeze together any orifices. We're just trying to pull up the entire muscle group. It's a bit of a tricky one. And stop. We'll do that again in a minute, but for now we're doing our chest press. So remember, the chest press will be lying on the back, but it's basically like an upside down push-up. The elbows come down to about 45 degrees beside the body, not way up by the ears. Anyway, 3 sets, so not a lot of time for explanations, right? Ready? And here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Good. What I could see from here looked good. I'll watch more carefully next time. Now we're going to do the deep core exercise again. There's no use for me to watch you because I won't be able to see anything. So I'll just do this with you again. Okay, get ready and go. Bringing up the pelvic floor muscles and inward with the deep transverse core muscles. So we're just lying still, contracting those muscles. Contracting the deep core muscles. This stabilizes the lower back. So it's a good skill to have. And we're working on matching the contraction between these 2 muscle groups. And we want to match contractions with paddling. Stop, relax. Yeah, matching contractions with paddling helps with connecting our power to moving the boat forward. Ready? Go. The deep core activation and pulling up the pelvic floor muscles. If you can't get all of it, at least get some of it, and we'll still get some deep core muscles working. Ten more seconds. and rest. All right, and now I'm going to watch you do your chest press and give you tips if you need them. So go ahead when you're ready. Yep, Allie looks good. Baby chest press. She looks like she's having fun too. Chris looks good. Cindy looks good. Pam looks good. Oh, 2 Pams. Sorry. Both Pams look good. I haven't been saying both Pam's last names. And Lucy looks good. Good work, everybody. Good work. Yeah, really good techniques. Awesome. And then we're going to do that one more time. So the deep core activation, just lying still, feeling the deep contraction. Ready? And go. So if you've got the hang of contracting these muscles together, you can try to contract them harder if you want. So with more force. We want to match that pulling up feeling with the pelvic floor, but inward, medially inward feeling with the transverse muscle. So we're trying to make the abdominal cavity more firm around the edges from the inside. And rest. Oh, I think the tractor's coming back. Get ready and go. Pulling up the pelvic floor towards the organs, and the deep transverse muscles are pulling inward. Trying to still breathe as this is happening. 10 more seconds. 5. And stop. Good work. Then we're doing the chest press again. That's pretty fun. Okay, ready? And here we go. 1, 2. So we use the core for this one too. Keep going. So activate the core muscles to help feel that strength. 5. And breathe out as the arms go up. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Good. So once we get more accustomed to that deep core activation feeling, we can feel how it can help support the spine when we do something like that, the chest press. Okay, now we're doing the glute bridge. So that's simply having the heels close to the hips and raising the hips up and coming down. And if you want it to be harder, you can put a band over your hips and hold the band down, or you can put a weight on your hips, which I'm going to do. We're going to do 12. Ready? And go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Good. We should feel that in the glutes. Maybe a little in the lower back, but only in a good way. Now the pullover exercise, we need really good core contraction for this one. Keep the lower back down, keep the rib cage still, and the arms come up and then, or down, then up. If you haven't done it before, just don't use any weight at all for the first time. Just get the feel of how it feels and your shoulder mobility. If you have done it before, you can add some weight if you want to. Not everyone feels ready. You want to make sure you've got good shoulder mobility first, because this one's quite hard. Okay, ready? Here we go. Remember, keep that core active. 1, you need to keep the rib cage still. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I find I have to do that one pretty slowly when I have weight. Okay, back to the glute bridge with repetitions, 12 repetitions. You go ahead, I'm going to watch. Yep, Cindy looks good. Pam Hennon looks good. Pam Baker looks good. Ali looks good. Lucy looks good. And Chris looks good. Good work, everyone. Yeah, great work. And when you're done, you're welcome to start either ballerina arms with no weight, or if you want to add weight, you can. So that's the one where you lie on the back and the arms go up, go down to the floor and back up. Yeah, and you can do it without weight or add a light weight. Yeah, Chris looks good. That's the idea, Lucy. If it feels good for your shoulders, you can go all the way down to the ground. Here, I'll show you again. So it starts up here, and then the arms go down to the floor and back up. Good to start without weight if you're not used to it, because it uses a lot of, you just can be hard on the rib cage area and shoulders. But yeah, what I see looks good, Lucy. Baker looks good. Ali looks good. Hennon looks good. Cindy looks good. Yeah, Chris looks good. Everyone looks good. And let's do one more set. When you're ready, one more set starting with the glute bridge. Oh, sorry, it looks like looks like a lot of people were still doing that one. Getting ahead of myself. All right, ready? Here we go, with the glute bridge. So you can have a weight on your hip if you want. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Good. Good job with the glute bridge. And then we can go back to the pullover exercise. Or if you did the pullover, just do the glute bridge now. All right. Getting ready with my weights, or you can do it without weights. Ready, and go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. All right. Good work. Now we're doing, well, one of the harder ones, unfortunately. the side plank hip lift. We have got lots of different options for this one. Remember, you can do this one against the wall. I am going to show you just because this is a safety thing, especially for this one. I have a pillar here, but if you have a wall, then you can lean against the wall with your forearm and dip your hips in. That's a lot safer if you're new to this one. It's a lot safer than doing it on the floor because we need to hold our body weight against gravity on the floor, which I know for me is a lot more than against the wall. So it starts at a lighter intensity against the wall. The next level of intensity is with the knees bent, lifting the hips up. The next level is legs up, legs straight, lifting the hips up. Or I'm going to start in the air and actually dip my hips down without touching down. All right, ready? And here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And the other side, whether you're against the wall or on the floor, whatever you're doing is fine. Just make sure it feels safe for your shoulder and your side. Safety first. Ready, and go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Good. All right. And then we've got the boat pose hold. We're doing 2 times 30 seconds for this one set. And the boat pose hold, you can sit up and hold your legs for support, or sit up and have your arms out, or you can try to have your feet up. And we're holding it for 30 seconds. And the big goal is to have perfect posture. If your posture is not good, go to an easier option. Ready, and go. Good. So we want to have great posture, push the tummy forward, the chest forward, and have the lower back either neutral or arched. We don't want the lower back to be rounded. And if that means sitting up higher, then sit up higher. 10 more seconds. And stop, have a rest. Good. Then it's just a short rest, going in 5 seconds. Ready, and go. Again. Trying to keep breathing steadily. Ten more seconds. And rest. I think I've been talking a bit today, so we'll just do one more set of this, and then we'll have a quick stretch. We won't do our third set of this. So we're going to go back to the side plank. I'm going to do the knee version, so you can see that if you haven't seen that one very much before. We'll do our side plank. So you can remember, go against the wall if you want, or on the floor, lots of options. If you're not sure what to do, you can just watch. Ready? And go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, looks good from what I can see. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Okay, other side. You want to keep a lot of control in the shoulder area and a lot of space. We don't want to lounge down on this side. We want to push ourselves up in the shoulder area. All right, that's a lot safer than lounging down. Push your torso up. Ready? And go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right, one set of boat pose, so 2 times 30 seconds, then we'll stretch. All right, ready for the boat pose. That's the sitting up exercise. Ready? And go. Boat pose. Yep, looks good. I'm looking at posture. I'm coming closer to take a better look. Ali looks good. Cindy looks good. Can't see Chris. That's okay. Pam Baker looks good. Pam Hennon looks good. Lucy looks good. From what I see, can't see your back. 5 more seconds. Stop. Have a rest for 10 seconds. Then we're doing one more. Remember, you can make it an easier intensity. Bye, Chris. Ready and go. Last one. Oh, thanks, Lucy. Yeah, looks good. Great work. Yeah, looks good, Lucy. Looks good, Allie. Looks good, Pam Hennon and Pam Baker. And Cindy, very nice posture, Cindy. 10 more seconds. Almost there, 5 more seconds. Last exercise, and stop. That's it, the hardest set last. Why did I do that, right? Okay, now we're going to stretch. So you can just lie down on the mat, on your back. And we're going to start by doing a glute stretch. So we're going to bring the knee up and to the midline of the body and just hold it here, hugging the leg, hugging the knee. If you feel a stretch in the glutes, that's great. If you don't, you might want to hold the ankle and pull it upwards so it's more on top of your other hip, and keep hugging your leg. Okay, good. Then over to the other side. The knee is up and across. You can hold the ankle up as well. Good. And then we're going to hold one thigh and try to straighten the leg as much as we can. So if your leg, the point is just to try to feel a stretch in the back of the thigh. So just holding on to the thigh and straightening the leg as much as you can. Ideally, still breathing steadily. Okay, over to the other side. Same thing. And remember, you can do these stretches again later if you like, for longer. Just holding on to that thigh and feeling a stretch in the back of the thigh. Yeah, just holding it still. Okay, good. We're going to lie on the side now and do a stretch for the quadricep muscle. So just lying on the side, hold your ankle, bring your ankle to your hip, your glutes, and then your knee faces downward, and hopefully you feel a stretch in your front of your thigh. Yeah, you can hold your shoe or whatever you can hold onto there. Good, and over to the other side. We'll give it a try on the other side too. Yeah, if you can't reach your ankle, you can just hold your shin as well. You just want to bend your leg. And then once your leg is bent, push your knee kind of down towards the bottom of your mat because we want the front of the hip to be flat. And that's how we'll get a better stretch for the front of the thigh. Okay, good. When you feel ready, we'll just sit up. You can sit wherever you want if you have. I'm going to sit on the mat, but if you feel more comfortable on a chair or something around, then go ahead. We're just going to start by clasping the hands and reaching the arms forward. Yeah, you can have your knuckles forward or your palms forward. Either way, we're going to stretch the back, so it's good. Good, and then we'll just reach the arms back and do a chest stretch. Taking some deep breaths. Good, and then lastly, we'll do some shoulder circles. Yep, and then the other way. Good, yeah, we're going to end there. I know if it was your first class, that would be really fast paced, so I hope that you managed all right. Let me know how you're doing. I can't hear you, Lucy. Can you unmute?